17-year-old cross-country runner BenComen doesn't think he belongs among the list of Arete honorees. To him, the 3.1 miles he runs at each meet are no big deal.
I'm just out there doing what everyone else does. It's not that big a deal, really.
But it is a big deal. Every single step BenComen takes on the course is filled with bravery, determination, and pain.
Ben inspires everyone that comes in contact with him. I mean, everyone. I don't think there's a cross-country runner in South Carolina that doesn't know who Ben is.
Ben is a courageous young man who comes out here and fights for 3.2, 3.1 miles every week on the cross-country course.
September 15, 2004, in the town of Anderson, South Carolina, 6 teams from across the state gather for a regional cross-country meet. At the sound of the whistle, the boys launch from the start. In a matter of seconds, the pack pulls away. A lone runner from T.L. Hanna High School lurches forward in their wake. His stride is slow and painful because BenComen is afflicted with cerebral palsy. 17 years ago, on November 11, 1986, twins Ben and Alex Komen were born. 10 weeks premature, the boys had a long road ahead. The Komens enrolled both children in physical therapy. Alex excelled, but Ben was slow to progress.
He was delayed in sitting up and his ability to hold his head up and move around.
His doctors diagnosed him with cerebral palsy, a debilitating neurological disorder that attacks the muscles.
We got that diagnosis, it was about a year old, and that was a hard thing to hear.
When we found out that Ben was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, we made a decision that he would be what he could be, and we wouldn't let anybody step in the way. We would encourage him in any way that we could.
His muscular development impaired, constant physical activity was critical for Ben, even though it was arduous and painful.
Ben has to exercise on a daily basis or his muscles will atrophy. He will get extremely tight. His range won't be maintained so that he can do things that you and I take for granted, such as getting up and down out of a chair.
When Ben was a freshman in high school, he boldly took charge of his own therapy, stunning everyone by choosing to participate on his school's cross-country team. Despite the anguish and struggles that cross-country would mean for Ben, his parents would not stand in the way of his dream. Ben's mother placed a call to team coach Chuck Parker.
Coach Parker has just been incredible. He just said, that's fine, just bring him on.
It's just a sport that has always looked like a lot of fun. There's lots of people there, and I like to be around lots of people. And it's just feels like the thing that's the right sport for me.
The cross-country team has been important to Ben, both as being part of a team and having that spirit of being with other people with a common purpose.
Every meet is a painful and exhausting battle for Ben. Every finish, an incredible achievement. It takes top runners 15 minutes to run a 5K. It takes Ben closer to an hour. Each meet, this racer has but one person to beat, himself. Today, Ben is pushing himself to surpass his season's best time of 45 minutes. But as always, reaching his goal would be a struggle. Ben falls in every race, usually several times, and this day would be no different. He always gets back up.
That's the amazing thing about Ben. He falls, he gets back up. I think that's something that's within Ben.
As a parent, it's real traumatic to watch him fall, especially over and over again. And during a race, he won't stop. He's bleeding, he's covered with mud. You know he's hurting. He won't stop until he's finished. And I know, as a mother, I can't go out there. I have to stand back and wait until he's done.
His ability to get up and run again is what's amazing because, I mean, like, the last meet at Connie Maxwell, his whole shoulder was just, I mean, messed up completely. And just to get back up and run after that, I know I would stay down. I would not get back up.
For me to see Ben fall is kind of hard, but I know he'll get back up because
all his life, he's always gotten back up and kept going with whatever he wanted to do.
Standing at every starting line, Ben knows he will finish last. He knows he will fall, and he knows it will hurt. But he never misses a race, and that commitment has brought loyalty and admiration from his TL Hannah High teammates. Something much deeper than typical team spirit.
The girls run with him, especially in the woods, because they run before us, and then we always go back to help him, because he inspires us to run before a race, so we try to help him finish the race.
We feel a lot of pride when we see the rest of the team running with him, because it's that acceptance of him. He's part of the team.
Even members of opposing teams cheer him on.
Everybody rallies around him for one simple reason, because he's a winner. And when you got a kid that's showing that kind of guts and that kind of stick-to-itiveness, people want to be a part of it. People want to say that they ran with BenComen.
It takes an amazing person to run a race, knowing that you're probably going to finish last, and knowing that you're going to fall 6 or 7 times and possibly get injured. But he keeps getting up, and in his 4 years running for me, he has finished every race.
My head. My head.
And BenComen always finishes. He may be bruised and battered, but he crosses that line.
Good job, Ben. 42-57, Ben.
Well, what's the point of starting something if you're not going to finish? I mean, there's a whole purpose to the sport. Start something, finish it. And that's just how I've lived my life, so why change just because of a couple of falls?
I was running a better 45 minutes, and I did it.
Today, he succeeded in beating the time he set for himself. Tomorrow, he will achieve new goals. And no matter what, BenComen will never stop running.
I think Ben's always going to continue running. Matter of fact, Ben's goal, and he told me this from the first day of practice. He didn't say, I want to run the Boston Marathon. He said, I'm going to run the Boston Marathon one day. And I believe it's going to happen. I believe somewhere down the road, I'll get a telephone call from Ben. He's going to say, Coach, I'm running in the Boston Marathon.